Night of surprises, a night of overcoming, and I feel like a night of redemption and self validation. A very interesting day as we opened up round two today and has now concluded. And we're on a week-long break. Good matches, though. Hello, everybody. Well, I'm just a simple man, and my name is Noah Foster, and welcome again, once again, to another Simple Take. Day 5 of the New Japan Pro Wrestling's special openweight New Japan Cup. The second I might add that they've done since, well, its inauguration, 2005. With that being said, we have 4 matches, our first half of round 2. Let's go ahead and discuss them. Once again, it was from Corrigan Hall, Japanese commentary, of course, and we had our cards set up, and our opening match was Yoshinobu Kanemaru, the heel master Suzuki-gun versus Taiji Mori, Bone Soldier. Right out of the gate, hot quick start as his music hit. We find the Bone Soldier being attacked by Yoshinobu Kanemaru before the bell even rings, trying to get the advantage over really the guy he's had his number for already. I wonder why he did this. Well, then again, Suzuki-gun. What did you expect? Violent start. Come on. Anyway, as the match finally kicks off and we get a bell ring, he's constantly working the left leg and knee of Taiji Ishimori, which I thought was a very interesting strategy. Clearly was setting up prior for a submission. As the match progressed, Ishimori finally brings the match to his favor with handstand springboard kick and then a unique pop-up low blow. However, when Yoshinobu Kanemaru finally got the ref, he got the better of him on that move and also tried to go for his Sasuke special. You know, a swig of whiskey. Looks like he's going to give him a spit take, but Ishimori denies that. Literally, to one point, I think almost making Yoshinobu Kanemaru choke on his own beverage. And that leads to a near fall in Ishimori's favor. However, Kanemaru, he fights back, sets up Ishimori for his finisher, that top rope jumping DDT, deep impact, countered, doesn't get to pull it off. And then Taiji Mori goes for his finisher, the Bloody Cross, counter, and we go into a pinfall combination. Not enough. As the match progressed, Ishimori, he clearly has learned something from his past. He pulls off the Bloody Cross, gets a near fall. Match is not quite over. As the match progresses, he gets the better, finally, of Yoshinobu Kanemaru with a pop-up jump knee strike that puts basically the heel master to sleep. Then he pins him off that. 1, 2, 3. So, Taiji Mori, the Bone Soldier, he has finally overcome what he has been unable to do his entire career. He has finally overcome the heel master in Yoshinobu Kanemaru. And another one of my representatives in Suzuki-gun, damn it, is eliminated. So now we know that Bullet Club, they still have a key player involved in the New Japan Cup, and we might be on the verge of potential dream matches here with the former IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion against, well, former Heavyweight Champions. We'll have to wait and see. But hey, good showing out to Yoshinobu Kanemaru, making it to round 2. Taiji Mori, he continues. Pretty good opening match in my opinion. And hey, some people I think will call it an upset because again, history dictated. Taiji's been unable to figure out Yoshinobu. He got him. So, good on him. And we go from a match of 2 heels facing each other, because again, Bullet Club and Suzuki-gun, they hate each other, and a match where really one's just trying to overcome the other, finally, to a match that has much more history, a bit more of a unbalanced though. Both have shared victories. Of course, Tomohiro Ishii sharing the most recent victories from G1 against this man. As we had Togi Makabe, the Unchained Gorilla, versus the Stone Pit Bull. And this match was everything I thought it would be. Instead of speed and heel tactics aside and joint manipulation, we had an all-out slugfest and a fight. Literally at one point, Tomohiro Ishii called Makabe, that all you got? You're weak. This match was mostly nothing but chops, tackles, forearms galore, and some crazy superplex spots. Shorter tackles began the match, then we had some corner chopping, of course, you know, Tomohiro Ishii's specialty. Scoop slam out of nowhere by Makabe. I must say I was very impressed by that. And then exchange among the two where Tomohiro Ishii is slapping Makabe while Makabe is just throwing forearms into Tomohiro's face. And then we get a ridiculous suplex out of the corner. Makabe gets the worst of that. And then forearm smashes to the spine. Ouch. And usually Tomohiro Ishii just does that to the side of your face. Again, Tomohiro Ishii's specialty. A wicked lariat, though, does cause the match to finally go back to ground zero. Both men are down, and then both men, they collide into each other. Not once, not twice, 3 times, trying to really see who could stand the other. And out of nowhere, he doesn't normally do this. A power bomb. When was the last time you saw freaking Togi Makabe do a power bomb? He power bombs Tomohiro Ishii into the mat, not enough. Forearm Fury from Tomohiro Ishii following that, just wha-bam, wha-bam, wha-bam. And then another lariat drops Tomohiro Ishii out. Really, the lariat was the difference maker here when it came to turning the match to someone else's favor. A ridiculous superplex spot later, and then another lariat, once again, turning the match in favor from Makabe, back to Tomohiro Ishii, and vice versa. And then another superplex into a lariat to Makabe. As Makabe tries and comes back, he starts showing weakness, as Tomohiro Ishii never tries to do that. Makabe shows that maybe his left knee might have been, popped or prone to maybe a minor injury. And following this, Tomohiro Ishii, he capitalized on this. There was a ridiculous lariat, though, by Makabe, because while his knee was bothering him, his arm clearly was still working fine. But then, I swear, Tomohiro Ishii has the headbutt that could stop a normal man's heart, as he literally did that for a moment, it seems, where he headbutted Makabe square in his heart, dropped him where he laid. And then out of nowhere, a ridiculous pop-up kick by Tomohiro Ishii. The only kick, I might add, from this entire match. Period. Another lariat later, and then Tomohiro Ishii finally sets up Makabe for his finisher, the vertical drop brainbuster, and the Stone Pitbull prevails. 1, 2, 3. A very competitive back and forth bout. Once again, really putting the odds closer with the two men. Now it is 6-4, still in Makabe's favor. But the last 2 singles outings now, third if you count this one, Tomohiro Ishii's had Makabe's number. So it makes me wonder, if both these men are in the G1 this year, would things be different again? Is Tomohiro Ishii just going to continue this streak of beating Makabe, it seems, in singles action? Is Makabe going to beat Tomohiro Ishii? Are we going to get 50-50 booking? Is a big one-on-one specials match maybe coming up? I don't know, Dominion or one of these special events coming up on New Japan's summer events tour? We'll have to wait and see. Very good competitive physical match. I found myself saying damn at least 2 or 3 times, because God, the amount of impact that these two weld into each other. Again, Tomohiro Ishii, I don't think you're human. I don't know how you do it, but I love it. So, with that being said, we leave New Japan Cup action for now and go into a specials tags match. By the way, this is being recorded 10:58 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Wednesday, June 24th. We had the Golden Stars, the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, in Kota Ibushi and the ace of New Japan, Hiroshi Tanahashi, and their partner was the coach, Rizusuke Taguchi. Of course, the ace and Taguchi, they're no strangers to each other, being OGs of Taguchi Japan. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just do some research, folks. Versus Suzuki-Guns, Dukai, Taiji, and Zack Sabre Jr. Clearly, this was to preview the matches that were coming up literally on July 1st. As we have Taiji versus Kota Ibushi, and Zack Sabre Jr., he will be facing... oh, wait, no, that's right. Zack Sabre Jr. was eliminated, excuse me. So honestly, this was just a preview of one match. Kind of interesting. But also a tease of another match to come. Out the gate, though, before the match could begin, usually I don't see Kota Ibushi angry. Seeing Kota Ibushi angry was something. He came straight out of the blocks, attacking Taiji, of course, first sang his song, gave us the introduction, no Mihalabe, sorry. And these two, they just go at each other. So Kota Ibushi with the violent pre-match attack and start for his team versus Suzuki-Gun, which is the typical thing they do. However, it kind of yields to little to no result. As we go back to the ring, the match finally begins. The ace is at the mercy of Suzuki-Gun and is basically suffering. At one point, though, Taiji gets the better of Kota, chokes him out on the outside. Zack Sabre Jr. getting the better of the ace with Dukai's help, where Dukai's literally using that pipe to the knee contact point. We find dangerous techers. The team of Zack Sabre Jr. and Taiji attacking the ace. Assisted Dragon Screws. Ouch! Man, Dragon Screws got to be one of the most lethal moves to a man's leg. And the ace is literally just isolated in Suzuki-Gun's corner at the mercy of Suzuki-Gun. His leg was constantly being worked over this entire match, and his surgically repaired knee for multiple surgeries. The left leg was basically the key target for Suzuki-Gun here, it seemed. It wasn't until finally the ace pulls off an inverted dragon screw of his own, ouch, to Zack Sabre Jr., and he finally gets a hot tag into Kota Ibushi. And we get a preview of the match to come. That was the only New Japan Cup match involved, really, to think about in this 6-man tag. As Kota Ibushi and Zack Sabre Jr., they exchanged in a match of strikes, kicks, because that is what they're both known for. Oh, apologies. Botch, Taiji, and Kota Ibushi. You know, when I think about strikers and kickers, I think about strikers, and there's many of them in New Japan Pro Wrestling. But when it comes to Taiji and Kota Ibushi, those are two of the stiffest kickers in all professional wrestling. And as both were exchanging kicks and tightening up the leg muscles in each other's left leg, upper thigh, it wasn't until Kota Ibushi tries to unleash some palm strikes to the chest and then another spin around kick that Taiji finally gets the better of him with a high kick in the corner. Damn. As this match continued between the two of a preview of things to come, a ridiculous, some call it a hell backdrop, some call it a sleeper swift, I just call it Saito, you call it what you wish, ridiculous out of nowhere, sick release side suplex to Kota Ibushi from Taiji, drops him on his neck, and the match once again goes in Suzuki-Gun's favor, as Dukai is tagged in now, and we have the coach, Ryusuke Taguchi. The two, I guess you could say, people you would think would kind of eat a fall in this match. Of course, the coach coming off that amazing match with Sonata, in defeat, but he still feels like he came up in second place and sees Sonata and welcomes him to Taguchi Japan based on his style. Also sees him maybe being a big potential winner for this whole thing. As the match continues, Dukai and the coach, they are exchanging moves and forearms, King of Bond style. He tries to go for his finisher. Dukai denies it. And eventually the match breaks down with Zack Sabre Jr. and Taiji trying to come into play. Ace, though, pulls off a sling blade. And as we get towards the end of the match, chaos ensues on the outside. We still have the two legal men in the ring in Dukai and Ryusuke Taguchi. Faceplant maneuver, and Taguchi picks up the win for his team. So it leaves a little bit of momentum, I would say, to Kota Ibushi in his match coming up against Taiji on July 1st, or so I thought. Until the aftermatch attack, where once again, bloody dangerous techers, Zack Sabre Jr. and Taiji try to get the better of the tag team champions. But this time, the tag champs, they stand tall. There's two stories coming out of this match. Zack Sabre Jr. and Taiji wants those IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team titles. But we also have Kota Ibushi and Taiji in the New Japan Cup still. And Kota will be facing Taiji on July 1st, 1 week from today. So I think about it like this. Good win, finally get some momentum going towards the tag champs, where Suzuki-Gun's kind of had their number before and after matches pretty much since their entire title run. And with that shock upset that Taiji got over Tanahashi, I would definitely not count Taiji out against Kota Ibushi. But again, as I'll talk about at the end, but I'll briefly remind you, these two have only met each other in one-on-one singles action one other time under New Japan Pro Wrestling. I'm not sure if beforehand either of these two's history, to be honest with you. But fun tag match, interesting win for the coach. The coach, once again, lead by example. He, of course, encompasses and encourages Kota and Tanahashi. And Tanahashi, of course, he heavily endorses, supports his tag team partner, but also I feel like one of his closest friends, and where he sees his style wrestling in, Kota Ibushi. And we'll see what happens. And then we'll go, of course, to our intermission, disinfectant break, as New Japan likes to do, in the name of safety for everyone there. And, of course, to keep the company going. And we also learn more about Way of the Grand Master with the same vignette. I still think it's Mike Bailey. My thoughts have not changed on that. But I also have not done a lot more research since I talked to you about this yesterday. Anyway, as we get back from our intermission, we continue the second half of the day. And our next match was, again, it was a match 9 years in the making. It was not going to be a conventional wrestling match, clearly. Especially when you look at the mindset of one of the competitors and the unpredictability of the other. As we had ticking time bomb, current IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion Hiromu Takahashi versus Toru Yano. And this match was, well, it was somewhat what I expected it to be. I expected Toru Yano to try and go after the hair of Hiromu Takahashi. I expected Hiromu to be fearful, but I expected him to try and fight. And I expected the ref to pretty much have no control here. And I got all that and more. As we literally start out, he's got a box of curry, as Toru Yano always comes with. And Romo's like, check that box, check that box. I mean, the ref pats down Toru Yano, but he doesn't check the curry box. And as the match begins, what does Toru Yano pull out immediately? A pair of clippers. And Hiromu freaks out. By the way, Hiromu trying to be defensive. He has a hard baseball cap kind of thing going on to protect his hair. Anyway, as the match progresses, Hiromu tries to outsmart Toru Yano, goes under the ring. I'm not getting involved in there. Toru Yano's wondering where he went, goes to look for him, and we find Hiromu pops out from their side, and he has the pair of clippers now, and Toru Yano He's on the defensive now. But as this match continues, we find that Toriano, he has a second set of clippers. And once again, the match goes into his favor. The only real wrestling we got to this point was a hard Irish whip into the barricade. As the match tried to assume some sort of control, and the ring announcer, he basically was, in possession now of both pairs of clippers. Especially after Romo tried to test one, apparently batteries were dead. And here I thought they were like a charge set of clippers or something. Oh, who knows? Anyway, the mind games worked for quite a while. As the match continued, we find that Toriano, he's got more tricks than we thought when it comes to hair styling, as he also had a pair of scissors, and once again put the match to his favor as Romo freaked out for his life of his hair. As the match continues, though, we find them back in the ring, and Toriano goes for the turnbuckle pad. Sorry, I don't know the names. And it looks like he's going to take it off, but he doesn't. And once again, Hiromu tries to finally put things in his favor, goes for a sunset bomb. Couldn't pull it off. As Toriano, he fakes him out again with another pair of scissors. And as this match continues, we find both men to the outside. Toriano teasing Hiromu's going to cut his hair as he has the scissors. We go all the way out to the bleachers, by the New Japan Cup trophy, by the stage where the Young Lions are, etc. And literally, at this point, Hiromu, he is just fearing for life, and Toriano pulls out a box of tape rolls, uses a roll of tape to literally tape one of the Young Lions. Apparently, I learned it was Yota Tsuji. Apologies for the botch on Twitter. It was not Yuya Yamura. But I was laughing so hard. We find, basically, he was pulling off what he did in the G1, per se, where he basically taped one leg of Mox to one leg of Shota Umino and allowed him to get a count-out victory. However, this was not for a count-out victory here for Toriano. There's something about Toriano and his obsession with Hiromu Takahashi and his hair that really was the story of this match. And unfortunately, folks, he did get a snippet off. He was able to use a pair of scissors and cut part of Hiromu's hair. In a way, though, I think that made Toriano feel accomplished, but he forgot he was in the match, and somehow Hiromu, he does get up, bunny hops his way, and does hit Hiromu in the back of the head. And then, in the most ingenious way to finish the match, which your own form of mental redemption, he doesn't cut Toriano's hair, but he literally tapes Toriano's hands, legs, and eyes shut and together, binds and blinds the man, and stuffs him into an elevator. And apparently, the Corrigan Hall that they're at, when they do these shows, they're on the 5th floor. He stuffs him in the elevator and pushes in the inside of it, one, and we find Toriano going down as the ref counts continue. And somehow, Yota Tsuji and Hiromu Takahashi, they avoid the inevitable double countout, and literally Hiromu gets his win, just barely getting back into the ring. What a wild, ridiculous, fun, humorous match to finally really put a demon from Hiromu's past really behind him. And by the way, at this point, I'm pretty sure Toriano, he was down in the friggin' first floor parking lot area. That was freaking funny, because as we go back after Hiromu's win, we look at the elevator door number, it says 1. And by the way, they're on floor 5. I'm pretty sure Toriano's still taped, blinded, probably yelling indiscriminately in Japanese. Wouldn't surprise me if he was using profanity. I mean, yeah, you cut a snippet of his hair, you lost the match, and I'm sure he wanted to take all of Hiromu's hair. I kind of wish that Toriano, though, he actually did get a haircut, but I'll take the way this match ended and this victory the way it was. This was really humorous, and honestly, it was the match I was most looking forward to based on previous matches shown to hype this match. And hey, no Shingo Takagi. Hiromu did it all by himself. I guess you can give assist to Yota Tsuji while the two men were taped together, and probably still are. Good grief. You gotta love New Japan Pro Wrestling. It's not just about pro wrestling, Smash Mouth style, testing humans' will. There is a fun sense of mentality and humor in some of the wrestlers. And in Toriano, you could expect the unexpected. Period. Okay. So now we go from that match to our main events. And I still can't believe it happened. But I must say, I was quite surprised with this match. And it was a really good match. Weymouth, Kazuchika Okada took on Blue Justice, Yuji Nagata, after Blue Justice beat out of nowhere Minoru Suzuki. And I still can't believe that happened. Anyway, this match was really interesting for 2 reasons. One, it went against my bracket. It was the first point my bracket broke, okay? And 2, these two have only met each other in the ring in one-on-one action one other time. And that was 5 years ago. Don't count out the old man. That's all I gotta say. Nagata with the early start, really getting the better of Okada, controlling the ring actually, which is something you normally don't see. Okada on the outside, figuring out, okay, now this is not Gato. Now I need to really think about who I'm in the ring with. It's not Minoru Suzuki. I really wonder if he actually was expecting Minoru Suzuki too. And in this match, it really was back and forth for the beginning parts. We had Nagata finally on the defensive when Okada got the better of him, push him into the barricade a couple of times, and then a hard Irish whip. At one point, Nagata getting himself back together, he waits until the ref's count of 19. By the way, for those of you who don't know New Japan Pro Wrestling, countouts have a 20 count, okay? Not a 10 count. Other standard wrestling rules apply, such as a 5 count in the corner. Anyway, as the match continues, Yuji Nagata unleashes a fury of strikes. One of the stiffest kickers still to this day, 35 years later. That's right, folks. Yuji Nagata, he's been wrestling for 35 years and still going. God bless that man. Anyway, as the match continued, Okada, he gets the better of him with a suplex. But then we find a low drop kick. That was kind of conventional. And the way that Yuji Nagata was attacking Okada, his chest area and then his legs area, not really focusing on the Rainmaker arm, I thought was a very interesting way to look at the match as it progressed. Forearm exchange a month or two later, testing each other's wills. Yuji Nagata just eating them, Okada eating them. And as the match progressed, there was another stiff kick, followed by Okada's drop kick. But then we get a suplex on Okada. Ouch. More kicks as Nagata just lines him up and poof, just stiffly hits him in that chest. Friggin' impact, man. You hit that like a baseball bat. Anyway, as the match continues, Okada again drop kick, puts Fangs into his corner, and then we get a pile driver. Ouch. Or Nagata driver for those that, know Nagata's names and moves, per se, or if you want to call him that. As the match progressed, it went from a match of striking to submissions. As Nagata, he basically puts on Nagata lock, crossface side headlock combination, tries to wear down Okada, tries to put him to sleep. But then Okada, he gets out of this some way, somehow, and applies the Cobra Clutch, the way that he beat Gato. Okada's not one to often go to the submissions game either. Ever since the return of New Japan Pro Wrestling, Okada's been more of a focused submissions wrestler, to my surprise. Much more ground-based, but still, the dropkick, that's his ace in the hole. That's how he gets the match in his favor. As the match progressed, Cobra Clutch gets countered into another ridiculous suplex spot, and then Okada tries to follow up with a drop kick, but Nagata was aware of it, hangs onto the ropes, so Okada crashes on his back first. Ouch. As Okada sets up Winston Payne, we see Nagata going for a PK, penalty kick. That gets denied by Okada. As Nagata and Okada continue to exchange again, trying to figure out where do we go from here? How do we get the better of the other? Forearm smashes, forearm smashes, forearm smashes. And then it really came down to both men really testing each other's wills as Nagata, more so than Okada, just started slapping the hell out of Okada. And literally, at this point, they're just both welling into each other. Okada's like, give me more. Oh, you got more, right? With a hellish backdrop, courtesy of Nagata. Ouch. And I thought Nagata was finally going to go towards maybe his arm submission here, work on the Rainmaker arm. There was no Rainmaker pulse here. There was an attempted spinning Rainmaker earlier, but again, that got countered. And in the end, it was Okada winning with the Cobra Clutch, as he just causes Nagata to just be worn down and pass out. And the ref officially stops the match. There you go. So, a very different match I was expecting because it wasn't Minoru Suzuki. Because we all know, if y'all saw that match at Royal Quest, that match was anything but, slow pace and light hitting. I mean, this was pretty hard hitting too, but I still think the match at Royal Quest was more hard hitting. But credit where credit's due for their second one-on-one encounter. Nagata, Okada, they brought it. And Nagata, he really brought a lot to this match. I would definitely not count this guy out. Not at all. I think he really hasn't lost a step. If anything, this match with Okada shows he could still go with the best, even in defeat. I mean, heck, I want to see him face Suzuki again because I want to see Suzuki kick his ass. That's just me. But anyway, as this match concluded, it was mutual respect. Nagata, Okada, great closer, great main event. And then basically Nogami on commentary. Thank you, Chris Charlton, by the way, for the translation, who said it. Nogami basically called this crossing generation. This is NJPW, as Okada represents today's generation in professional wrestling and how far it's grown and what brings today, while Nagata represents the past. Again, 35 years. He was part of New Japan Pro Wrestling in its inaugural days. One of the earliest reigning IWGP Heavyweight Champions, too, I might add. Anyway, Nagata showed he still has it in some, but Okada prevails. as Chris Charlton subtly puts it. Chris Charlton, great job on commentary, by the way, through Twitter. Afterwards, Okada, he literally does give us a send-off in the ring, but it also seemed like it was a subtle hybrid interview type thing, too, as Nogami kind of talks to him as well, and Okada basically says the following. It's been so long, I can't remember what to say. Usually I say the venue name, but I'm not allowed to. Again, due to the pandemic, and it makes kind of sense, you know? Okada says to Nagata, sorry I called you an old fart. You're an old man. Respect. Nogami says, what kind of old man was he? There's all kind of old guys, but he was a cool one tonight. Nobody can argue that. I think we all can agree Nagata, he's a very good wrestler. I'm not going to call him by his age, okay? I'm just going to call the veteran, the legend, the man that he is. I said he was very good. Okada says, there's no way Nagata can give up at the bottom of the card. He can come back up anytime he wants, and we'll be waiting to fight him. Keyword will. Clearly, people respect Nagata still to this day, and Nagata's up for fighting anybody, so clearly some others are too. What other matches you want to see Nagata in? When I look at the field of today's New Japan Pro Wrestling, I want to see Tomohiro Ishii go at him. I want to see Sonata go at him. I want to see Kota Ibushi go at him. Heck, I want to see freaking Evil go at him, personally. And to be fair, those matches probably already happened, but again, you look at the time since. How would these matches be interpreted now? What would the results be? Think about that. Anyway, Okada says, it's my duty to win this cup. I have to. There's nobody but me. But Nagata creates the NJPW of now that I represent. Again, Nagata, Okada, a lot of similarities, people, believe it or not. And Okada says, finally, I just want to say this. Nothing in particular. Thanks, everyone. Kanorada Uga. He didn't say that, I'm just saying. That's clearly his motive. Well, that concluded this days of action. I went 4 for 4, and now we know what's to come on July 2nd from the left side of the bracket in the quarterfinals. It will be as follows. The Stone Pit Bull Tomohiro Ishii will take on Hiromu Takahashi, and I believe a first ever one-on-one encounter. And the Rainmaker Kazuchika Okada will be taken on in what some would call a dream match, including my friend Cindy, Bone Soldier, Taiji Ishimori, and what I think is another first ever one-on-one encounter and dream match. So those are a couple of things to really look forward to come July 2nd. But we still have to finish the rest of round 2, which brings me to July 1st. As again, we have Taiji versus Kota and Evil versus Goto. And again, folks, you got to remember this as well. Sonata and Sho and Yoshihashi and Bushi will also be 2 matches you don't want to sleep on. As I said previously, Taiji and Kota Ibushi that only had one other one-on-one encounter, and Kota Ibushi won in 12 minutes. It was at Best of Super Junior 16 Block B action. I recommend go looking at that match. Sho and Sonata have never faced each other in one-on-one singles action. This will be a first time ever. With Sho coming off the biggest win of his career, and Sonata being a key pick in everyone's brackets, including mine, which is why my bracket's still alive. If nothing else, my winner is. I hope, and I don't know what y'all's is, but hey, I hope y'all's is too. I really feel like that, excuse me, Sonata and Sho could be a real sleeper and could steal this entire night. We also have, of course, Evil versus Hiroki Goto, and these two have had at least 2 or 3 other encounters sharing victories. One over the Never Openweight title, I believe, at Power Struggle. The other one at Wrestling Dontaku a couple of years ago. In their most recent one-on-one encounter, which I'm trying to look up right now, and thank you, by the way, to Cage Match, the wrestling encyclopedia. It was 2018 where Hiroki Goto did beat Evil in 20 minutes, defending the Never Openweight title successfully. So clearly, Evil, he's going to be looking for a big time win here. He has to win this, in his opinion. And in the way my bracket goes, he has to win this as well. I'm kind of happy to see how many matches I called right in the openers, and I'm happy to see how many matches I called right tonight. But hey, the right side kind of screwed up my openers. We'll see what happens as far as this quadrant goes. And let's not forget, we also have, of course, Yoshihashi, which I'm sure people are already counting out, versus Bushi. Yoshihashi and Bushi, they have also never faced each other in one-on-one action under New Japan Pro Wrestling. It's another first one encounter. It's going to be a very unique heavyweight versus junior heavyweight encounter, and I'm curious to see what the match brings and also who might be the victor. Because think about this. The winner of Yoshihashi and Bushi, they'll be facing either Evil or Goto. So you could have an LIJ focused match here. Honestly, this New Japan Cup, it might literally come down to just LIJ people. towards the freaking semifinals. Think about that. Anyway, as we look at the other side, like I said, we're going to have to wait and see what the quarterfinals bring July 2nd. But all you need to know right now is we are 1 week on reprieve. We have 1 week to think and study and look at and consider and think about what's to come from the matches on July 1st. And I gave you my brief thoughts and my predictions. They go like this. I believe that Kota Ibushi is going to beat Taiji because Kota Ibushi right now, he's pissed. He's driven. And while Taiji got an upset, incredible win out of nowhere on an ace, the ace was nowhere near 100%. Kota Ibushi is. And if Kota Ibushi reaches that fluke state, Taiji's done. Though Taiji has not used the mic stand or the iron glove yet, and those could be the difference makers, or Dukai if he's out there. But yeah, I'm going with Kota Ibushi on that one. Sonata and Show is going to be unique because, again, we saw a preview of it in a tag match from, I believe, yesterday. But I feel like right now everything's just got to go in Sonata's favor. I feel like we already know what's next for Show because I'm sure Shingo wants another piece of him. So I'm going to go with Sonata winning this one and making my quarterfinals for July 2nd on the right side, Sonata versus Kota Ibushi for that part. And the other part, we got Yoshihashi versus Bushi. I gotta admit, Yoshihashi, he's going as far as he did, it seems, in last year's New Japan Cup. And at this point, he did win last year and made it to the quarterfinals. But Bushi, he's one of those that people always has mixed feelings about. 1/3 of the Neverweight Six-Man Tag Team Champions. And I feel like he's got a lot to prove to himself. But the way I'm looking at my bracket, I feel like Yoshihashi is going to go over here and make it to the quarterfinals. And as far as who he's facing, Goto, Evil, they've shared victories. They're both going to bring an aggressive fight. And I expect it's going to come down to literally GTR or everything is evil, in my opinion. And I'm just going to say that somehow in this bout, especially because the last woman bout, Evil lost. He's going to be looking for a redemption here. I'm going to go with Evil on this one and set up Evil versus Yoshihashi. And those are my potential predictions and outlooks for a match to come that I think will come to the quarterfinals July 2nd. But we still have to get for the rest of round 2, July 1st. Well, that's all I have to say about that. We are done this week with New Japan coverage, and as I said before, I will be covering AEW, but not until next week, as again, I feel the focus needs to be put on the fact that the wrestling community and the wrestling industry needs to really look at the hashtag Speaking Out movement and take all the direct steps and the direct outlooks they need to in order to make the wrestling community a more pure, welcoming, equal place. So you will not be getting AEW Spark from me this week. You will be getting it maybe next week before Fyter Fest as a Simple and Predicting special. Stay tuned for more on that. But with that being said, I'm done here for now. You want to know more about me? Know this. I'm just a simple man and a lifelong fan of wrestling. New Japan Pro Wrestling #1. So follow me on Twitter, @Foster1916. Follow me on Instagram, @Foster1916. Follow the Civil YouTube channel here. I'm sorry I don't know the short URL. I just know youtube.com/user/Noah Foster 210. I'll work on that. And again, you want anything wrestling here when it comes to predictions, reviews, outtakes, discussions, and side projects I work with other wrestling forums like No DQ, Aftermatch Wrestling, and my friends in Columbus, Ohio on our Sauce podcast where we talk all things wrestling. Shout out to my ATW family on Twitter, by the way, too, where we do Zoom chats. You know where to find me. My home really more so is on Twitter. I just do the Civil YouTube channel out of fun. Great way to clear my mind. Great way to really focus my love on professional wrestling and just give a nice, positive, simple outlook to you. Encourage you to enjoy wrestling as well too. Whether you like it or not, or whether you are in tune with this company or not. I hope I give you something to think about, and I hope I give you the the idea to check out this company, see what they bring, look at some of the free content, and might I add, you will all be getting the quarterfinals. If you've never seen New Japan Pro Wrestling before, the quarterfinals, July 3rd. They'll be absolutely free. That's right, free. You can watch it for free on njpwworld.com July 3rd. And I highly encourage you, if you've never seen Japan Pro Wrestling, to please start your journey into this company there, if nothing else. Support WrestleJoy. Support the Jeff Meacham Network, the Greg Cherry brand. Support NoDQ. Support wrestling. Support one another. Treat one another equally. Everybody is their own person. We should not be like, literally pedestaling or literally classifying people, I feel like. And I feel like that's been one of the biggest flaws in the wrestling industry, and it shows here, especially when we figure out all that's affected. I truly do want the best for the wrestling community, industry, world as a whole. And that's all I have to say about that. So as always, I'd like to close and support Empire Wrestling Folks. That's the heart of this too. And that will never die. I only can see that improving when all this pandemic and crisis and negativity is said and done. Support your wrestling outlets big and small. Let's keep growing this incredible, diverse, unique wrestling community together. Simple as that. With that being said, thank you so much for tuning in and listening to this Simple Man's rant on the New Japan Cup Day 5 action. So please like, share, subscribe, comment, tell a friend. Hit the bell, know when next video goes live. Hit the subscribe button. Help me grow the channel. Help me reach out to more of the rest of the community. I humbly thank you all 148 that have been with me on this fun little YouTube creator's journey. I promise you it's not stopping anytime soon, but I'll do what I can within work, mentality, and wrestling watching allows. So until the next video, I hope you all take care, enjoy life. Tomorrow's never guaranteed. Treasure your families and enjoy wrestling. There's more of it now than ever. Find something that connects you. Find something happy and positive out of it too, because that does exist. And until the next video, it's currently 11:26 a.m. Wednesday, June 24th, Eastern Standard Time. I will be watching AEW Dynamite tonight and NXT tonight, but I probably won't be tweeting live because, again, the focus needs to be put on trying to find a better wrestling community and building one too. Hashtag speak out. My respect, prayer, support to all that are doing it. I pressure nobody to join in this, but I encourage all to try and be a part of this if you have been affected and you want change. Ladies and gentlemen, we need change more than ever. Simple as that. Till the next video, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care. Protect your hair. Go watch New Japan Pro Wrestling. Go outside, enjoy the sun. Be happy. Be positive. Find joy. Take care of each other. Gokigenyo. Sayonara.